Hello, Respring community. This is the February post-board meeting update. I want to take a few minutes to recap this evening's board meeting. We reviewed the following items from our strategic plan. The strategic plan belief is that we believe students need to be challenged so they are better prepared for life. This is a conversation we're having across the organization about how can we create an academic culture that is focused on excellence, that allows our students to grow. And there's several things that are happening across the district to expand that, from curriculum development, instructional resource alignment, instructional strategies, research and development, new career center focus, college readiness. There's many things that are happening. So I feel like this is part of our DNA, is trying to challenge students and trying to provide the best world-class system for them. So we'll continue to work on that in that regard. The board norm we reviewed is that as allowed by law, we will strive and be committed to effectively communicate in a transparent and proactive manner. The board is really good about, obviously, we want to communicate openly with the public on those things that are not protected and confidential according to policy and law, but to be as transparent and open about district happenings as possible. So we appreciate that. Next month, March, is Board Appreciation Month. It is a high-paying job, folks. Our board members make a lot of money. Now, they don't get a whole lot of, obviously, they don't get any financial benefit to be on the board, but they commit a significant amount of their time to be engaged in the process and to be involved. And so next month in March is a month that we'll celebrate them and honor them for their volunteer work. And so please be engaged. If you see them and you know them, please let them know how much you appreciate the time that they serve our community. March 6th is our Golden Friends Luncheon. We're excited about that. Look forward to seeing everyone next week that's attending that. Our theme is the Roaring 20s. We are having the Pack Night again. This is our wonderful event at Dolly Parton Stampede. It is on April 12th at 8 p.m. You'll see information getting communicated out about getting tickets. The proceeds from that night, as many of you know, go to our seniors in form of scholarships. So it's a huge, huge deal for kids. So please purchase a ticket. Our Excellence Award Banquet is on April 20th. This is our banquet for the Chateau. It is for employees. So to honor our retirees and our excellent, phenomenal staff members and to celebrate our growth. All right. In terms of items, just to kind of hit some talking points real quick. I said this last month. I want just to encourage attendance. Please have your children attend school. Our attendance rate is lower than it should be. We are really wanting to make a push on attendance and participation in school. So please make sure your children come to school. And this is not a financially driven statement. This is because we know that when kids are in school, that's when they can receive instruction, and that's how they can get prepared for success in their grade level, get ready for the next grade level, and then get ready ultimately for a college or career. We are putting a hold on our cell tower. I've announced it. I've mentioned this in a few different board meetings, but we are putting a pause so that we can potentially investigate this further, even investigate with outside organizations or towns and municipalities outside of our school district of other locations where a cell tower might be developed. I just had ultimately end up having some concerns, and the board and I did, about a few different things as it related to the contract that we are working on with this company that installs cell towers for Verizon. This is put it on hold. Maybe we'll come back and explore it, but I would really like to see that happen off campus. So if you know of a location where the cell tower could be placed and you have the ability to make that happen, let me know and we can get you connected with that company. Mr. Mueller was in our board meeting tonight. He's doing a great job, and his team over at the Career Center. They are working in kind of a cutting edge new program and really a new partnership with OTC Campus. And this is creating a partnership for our Table Rock career students next year as we have the new center get developed and opened up. It'll provide them an opportunity to obtain an LPN after 1 year of college. So it is by sending schools in our schools in the morning to take anatomy and physiology here on our campus. We're able to create a pathway that essentially can get a student who goes through our track, through our medical track, they can graduate from high school and in 1 year in a fast track get their LPN with no tuition cost. Graduating 50, making 50, 60 grand after 1 year of college at OTC, 100% paid for. So this is a phenomenal opportunity where we can make that happen. So a lot of legwork has been done on that. And I know Mr. Moore will be communicating that information out to all schools that send their kids to our program. A great avenue. Our goal, not only with this, but our goal has been to make our senior year relevant. We need to be beyond the point where I don't need, where kids think senior year is kind of my slack year. I don't need to really be engaged, or I want to do work study and work at Walmart, but not really do anything. We want to make senior year relevant. So this is one step to that. Our internship program obviously is one step to that, and just some academic changes that we'll be making. We did tonight have a conversation about being world class and what that means in terms of a recruitment salary standpoint and recruitment and retention. The board received kind of an initial proposal as we've been evaluating budgets on where we want to be. They looked at comparative data in regards to where our teachers are paid in comparison to our competition school districts in our region. We want to make a big push. Our goal is to raise our base up by $1,500. We're working through that. Hopefully the board will have a recommendation next month, but we could be looking at a really significant raise this year. We're evaluating the budget and projections on revenues and expenditures to make sure that we can handle a good increase for our staff. Part of this is our base pay is competitive, but when you look at our peers, we're really below our base pay again, because everyone in the region now is playing this game of trying to compete. And so we kind of have a 2-year strategy to get our base pay up or above our competitors. And so we're going to be kind of aggressively going at that while we look at the budget. I'm also charging anyone who's in charge of a budget to really focus on how to use those supplies and what does that budget need to look like, because I want our dollars to be spent on people. At the end of the day, it's not programs, it's not buildings, and it's not supplies that change the lives of kids. It's people. And so we need to invest in our people. Like it or not, there is a teacher shortage coming. Fewer candidates going into the pool of education. And so we have to be even greater at creating a competitive salary. It's kind of really two things, as Dr. Devlin, our HR director, had kind of put it tonight, two things that really are critical. One, support and culture from an administrator, from your team. The environment has to be there, and you also have to have competitive wages. Teaching is already a more demanding position than any time in the history of education. As we know, teachers don't make very much, don't make what they deserve. I'll put it that way. And so we're trying to be competitive on our end to be aggressive and tackle some raises. So that more will be coming in March. Dr. Kite shared some updates on the Missouri Extension Partnership. I mentioned this last month. This is an update of discussions he's having with Missouri Extensions. This partnership could help defray some of the costs of hiring an extra specials instructor at the intermediate school. This would be a 4-H type of program. There's a lot to work out. There's some MOU things and dialogue we have to work through to be able to make this happen. But we could see that this could potentially really create an opportunity at the intermediate school to be able to have collaboration time, and that's one of the goals we have. Whether or not this will end up being the catalyst for that, we're not sure, but this could provide an avenue where we have an extra rotation in our specials classes that could create more collaboration for our content teachers. So appreciate Dr. Kite and his leadership in diving into that. Mr. Verheyen gave the board an update on the park projects. As you've seen outside, it's really coming along nicely. The board has authorized and approved up to $6.5 million to go to the park, and that money is for the courts, all the playground, or not the playground, excuse me, the courts, the pavilion, the concession stands, the restrooms, the trails, wells, electrical, lighting, all the things that entails. It does not include the playground. The playground is a community piece, and so we need all the support we can get on the playground project. We got I don't know exactly, a couple $100,000 on a project that's probably closer to $1 million. So we are going to need significant support from players in our community to get the playground in the park. So more information will come from Cy Borner and our team on that, but we're excited about having the park roll and get it going. The board approved some high school course additions. The following high school course additions are approved. Whether or not they happen will depend on student interest and whether or not they sign up. But right now we've added public speaking, guitar, creative writing, introduction to business, marketing, entrepreneurship, digital art 2, and sports, performance, and psychology. We're excited about that, and also the healthcare careers 2 class that I kind of talked to that helps that LPN process. So a lot of great things happening. Actually, the healthcare careers 2 class is an additional proposal at the Career Center. A lot of great things happening. We've also been officially approved to add a criminal justice program to the Department of Education, although that has not gone to the board for approval. That wouldn't even happen until the following school year, not next year, but the following school year. So that's something that will come up down the road. The board approved our school calendar, 25-hour, 25 school calendar. We'll make sure that gets communicated out as soon as possible. Mr. Fisher will get that communicated out so that you have those information and can start making your plans for next school year. And then last but not least, Ms. Simpkins from the primary and Miss Connors from the primary, Miss Connors is our assistant principal who runs really the early childhood experience, and Miss Simpkins has obviously got her hands in everything. They came and presented to the board the need. Obviously, we built that building, that primary school we remodeled, with the goal of expanding to meet 80% capacity of all of our sending incoming kindergartners. The board approved adding an additional teacher and 2 assistants for the primary school. So that will allow us to accommodate our waiting list, which we have a waiting list to fill that. And we'll be meeting really about 80% of our incoming kindergartners. So really the next steps of our early childhood program, as Ms. Simpkins eloquently communicated with the board tonight, the next step is really to deepen the richness of our academic structures. You will see some changes and some shifts in operations of how that early childhood center operates. Those are because we are not a daycare, and we are a school, and so we're operating that program like the school. Obviously, a lot of social and emotional learning, social engagement, a lot of active movement, but also we want kids to get exposed to some books and have some good content exposure. So that 3 and 4 year classroom, specifically the 4 year classroom, is both of them 4-year-olds, just keeping that focus on what's been approved tonight to expand that 4 year room is really going to be helping ensure kindergarten readiness. We also are looking to expand ADA funding, which means there's state statute has now allowed us to capture students that are free and reduced lunch that attend our preschool could qualify for free tuition through our preschool program. And so Ms. Simpkins was working through that. We've had some kids that have been eligible for that this year. Great things happening in early childhood, and we're proud of all their support. A lot of great things in the district. We are plugging right along. I can't believe spring break's in a week and a half. This is the most critical point of academic season. And so we want kids to be really sharp and in tune. We just wrapped up a wonderful winter sports season. Now we're into the spring. At least into the spring sports season. A lot of great things will happen on and off the field and in the classrooms. Continue to encourage, continue to support. If you have challenges or difficulties, go to that lowest level, go to that teacher, partner with him or her, talk to your administrators. We're here to support you. Appreciate everyone and have a great day.